Stories about our economy, because tonight Georgia's film industry ramping up after being shut down for months due to the pandemic.
And despite the coronavirus, our state still ranks #1 in film production. The industry pumped $2.2 billion into the state's economy fiscal year 2020. I talked to an actress in one of the very first productions finished during this pandemic. We talked about her experience at Tyler Perry's Camp Quarantine.
JOVITA, I'm telling you, it was magical.
Actress TOYNAL Davis is talking about her experience at Camp Quarantine. That's the nickname given for the bubble at Tyler Perry Studios in Southwest Atlanta, where they filmed an entire season of the TV show Sisters in about 2 weeks. It's one of the very first productions since the pandemic shut down the film industry back in March. The experience started with COVID testing.
2 to 3 weeks before we got there, we had to take tests 2 times a week. Once we got there, we had to take another test.
Once on set, everyone wore a face mask.
Masks were mandatory. Even when you were outside of the house or outside of the building, you had to wear a mask. The only time you didn't have to wear the mask is when you were actually on set shooting.
Davis says Perry took excellent care of everyone. His personal chef cooked their meals.
Rich people food tastes better. So, I ate good.
And there was plenty to do when the cameras were not rolling.
We had church on the lawn, we had movies on the lawn, we had yoga.
Lee Thomas is the Georgia Film Office's deputy commissioner. She says after the coronavirus stopped filming for months, Perry's success sends a positive message.
Everybody's a little tenuous, but when they see Tyler Perry pull it off so successfully, I think that's going to help people feel comfortable and move forward.
And she says right now, demand for sound stages is strong.
There's double and triple holds on stage space as we move into next year.
Pinewood Studios, where blockbuster movies including The Avengers: Infinity War and Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom were filmed, is gearing up using a rigorous COVID testing program. People at high risk are tested 3 times a week, while those working in the office are tested weekly.
We have an app that allows each crew member to opt in so that they can get daily self-checks.
Pinewood's president and CEO, Frank Patterson, says they've also invested in an air purifying system that can attack viruses on contact. He says right now there is strong demand for new movies and new TV shows.
Like last year, we're full. We have a couple of big feature films and several streaming projects on the lot.
Brian MILLSAP, CEO of Black Hall Studios, where Jumanji with The Rock and the new HBO series Lovecraft Country were made, says the pandemic really hurt its bottom line.
We basically will lose, I think, like 6 months of serious revenue. So it'll be an expensive year for us, for sure.
But MILLSAP says with everyone following the COVID safety guidelines, the future is bright again.
2021 will be a year that looks very normal, I think, in the movie industry. In fact, we're so far behind in our backlog, it probably becomes a logjam.
Sisters is Davis's debut role, but she is hoping that the backlog will lead to many more. And for now, she's grateful for everything Tyler Perry did to make it such an amazing experience.
Once it was time for me to go, I wasn't ready to leave. He took care of us. He rolled out the red carpet.
So you can see her and the rest of the cast of Sisters expected to be on your TV this fall. It's estimated that new productions will have a $2 billion impact on Georgia's economy.